Hello, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Khusro Moin from Kirodimal College, University of Delhi. Today I am going to discuss the module Smart Cities, which comes under the paper Urban Geography. First of all, let's discuss what could be your learning outcomes of this module. While going through this module, you will be able to comprehend the project of developing 100 smart cities by the government and understand how the government has planned to implement the project. What are the criteria of shortlisting the cities and the likely challenges before the government towards the accomplishment of the goal. So we begin. The term smart city is very much in vogue nowadays but lacks any universal definition. As per the UK Department of Business, Innovation and Skills, the concept is not static. There is no absolute definition of a smart city, no end point, but rather a process or series of steps by which cities become more livable and resilient and hence able to respond quicker to new challenges. There are a number of definitions given by various institutions and organizations, but none has been taken as universal. The definition varies over space, as the smart city in African countries will definitely vary from the smart cities of Europe because of different developmental benchmarks and aspirations of its people. However, the term does indicate something which ought to be common to all the places, that is, some basic facilities which should be common to all the cities that make them smart. They are as follows. Employment opportunities. This is the basic attraction to a city. A smart city should have sufficient economic opportunities to support a large population in gainful employment. Sustainability. Cities should have social and environmental sustainability. Quality of life. A smart city should ensure safety and security for everyone, promote feeling of inclusiveness and a sense of belonging, along with quality education, healthcare and participation in governance. Besides these basic prerequisites of a smart city, there are many other benchmarks that can be set and revised from time to time depending upon the level of development of the city and the aspirations and visions of its inhabitants. The Government of India, anticipating the exponential rise in urban population, came up with the idea of developing 100 smart cities to cater to the needs of burgeoning population, along with the aim of providing a good quality of life and improved urban governance. The mission has proposed several models of smart city development which can be chosen depending upon the needs of the people, resource availability and the aspirations of all the stakeholders. The government had launched the Smart City Mission on 25th June 2015 with the aim of developing 100 smart cities in 5 years duration. It has laid down certain guidelines and proposals to make this mission a success. It has identified certain features that characterize smart cities. Some of the key features have been given below. Now these are key features of smart city. First, promotion of mixed land use. Focus of planning for unplanned areas containing a range of activities to make land use more efficient. Some flexibility by the state will also be provided in land use and building bylaws. Second, expansion of opportunities for all. And third, to strive towards creation of walkable localities. Focus will be on decongestion, reduction of air pollution, resource depletion, stimulating local economy, encouraging interaction and ensuring security. The road network development planning will also keep in mind the pedestrians and cyclists. Fourth, promoting development of open spaces like parks, playgrounds and recreational spaces, as they have strong role in enhancing the quality of life citizens as well as restoring the eco-balance. Fifth, promote and introduce a variety of transport options along with strengthening of public transport. Sixth, providing efficient citizen-friendly governance by increasing reliance on online services for accountability and transparency, reducing cost and services, providing services without the need to go to municipal offices. Seventh, creating and giving an identity to the city on the basis of its main economic activity, such as its art and craft, culture, sports good, furniture, textile, dairy, education, etc. Eighth, providing smart solutions to infrastructure and services in areas based on development. Now we'll see the coverage of this project. The mission covers 100 cities within a duration of 5 years, that is from 2015 to 2019. It may be continued further in the light of evaluation done by the Ministry of Urban Development, incorporating the experiences and learning into the mission. Now, the strategy of the mission. The aim of transformation of city into smart city requires a well thought out strategy taking into account all the nuances of development. There are three major strategic components of area based development in the mission: retrofitting, redevelopment and greenfield development. A pan city development initiative in which smart solutions are applied also forms part of the strategy. Now, retrofitting will focus on planning in an existing built up area, thus endeavoring to make it more efficient and livable. An area consisting of more than 500 acres will first be identified by the city in consultation with the citizens. Based on the existing level of infrastructure services in the marked area, the cities will identify priorities and prepare a strategy. The existing structure will remain intact in this model, but there will be infusion of more intensive infrastructure services and a large number of smart applications into the identified smart city. This strategy requires less time and can be replicated in other parts of the city to make it smarter. Redevelopment will bring replacement of the existing built up environment, would enable creation of a new layout with improved infrastructure and mixed land use. Now, next is redevelopment. Redevelopment strategy envisages an area of over 50 acres identified by urban local bodies in consultation with citizens. This would then have a new layout plan prepared for the area, promoting mixed land use and high ground coverage. For example, the redevelopment model of the Saifi Burhani Upliftment Project in Mumbai and East Kidwai Nagar in New Delhi. Greenfield development focuses on introducing smart solutions in a vacant area that is of about 250 acres using a new and innovative planning, financing and implementation tools. There are provisions for affordable housing for the poor. Greenfield developments are helpful to address the needs of expanding population. The Gift City in Gujarat is a good example of such a smart city. Now, the last one is Pan City development. Pan City development strategy is based on applying selected smart solutions to the existing city-wide infrastructure. This will involve uses of information, data and new technology to make infrastructure and services better and efficient. For example, application of smart solutions in the transportation sector. Proper and intelligent management of traffic will reduce time and cost of travel in the city, thus making its citizens more productive. It will also improve their quality of life. Recycling of water and proper metering of water supply is another good example of application of smart solutions. Now, each shortlisted smart city is expected to follow any of the three proposed redevelopment models, that is retrofitting, redevelopment and greenfield, or a mix of all three plus a Pan City feature with smart solutions. Pan City is an additional feature to be provided by the selected cities to brace with the smart solutions. Now, selection of smart cities. Each aspiring city undergoes a city challenge competition. There are two major stages in the selection process. The stage 1, shortlisting of cities by states. The states or union territories shortlist their potential smart cities out of a number of cities in the state on the basis of conditions precedent and scoring criteria. These conditions precedent are required to be met by the potential cities to succeed in the first round of competition. Thereafter, the highest scoring potential smart cities are shortlisted and recommended for participating in the second stage of the challenge. The information is then evaluated by State Mission Director, after which it is placed before the state level high powered steering committee, that is HPSC, for approval. The successful cities of the first round of competition is sent by the state or union territory as the recommended shortlist of smart cities to the Ministry of Urban Development by the stipulated date, whereupon the Ministry of Urban Development will announce the list of 100 smart cities. Stage 2, the challenge round. The potential 100 smart cities will prepare their proposals for participation in the city challenge round. The smart city proposal is very crucial and is expected to have important information about the model chosen. whether retrofitting or redevelopment or greenfield development or a mix of all, including a pan city feature with smart solutions. The smart city proposal will also provide various inputs about the consultations held with the city residents and stakeholders, how the objectives and aspirations are matched realistically with the vision and strategy contained in the smart city proposal. This also includes the crucial aspect of financing of the smart city plan to attract a sizable private participation. The proposals are submitted to the Ministry of Urban Development on or before the stipulated date indicated to the states or union territories. All the 100 city proposals that are submitted to Ministry of Urban Development will then be evaluated by a committee having national and international experts, organizations and institutions. The Ministry of Urban Development then announces the winner of the first round of challenge. Immediately after the announcement, the winning cities start their course of action to make the city smart, while those who could not make it to the list of successful cities will begin work on improving their smart city proposals for consideration in the next round. On the basis of the nature of the SCPs and outcomes of the first round, the Ministry of Urban Development may decide to provide constant support and assistance to the potential smart cities, thus helping them to upgrade their proposals before the second round. About 98 shortlisted smart cities have been announced by the Ministry of Urban Development on 27th August 2015. The list shows that out of 98 cities, 24 are capital cities, another 24 are business and industrial centers, 18 are culture and tourism centers, 5 are port cities and 3 are education and healthcare centers. The states were allotted a quota of cities on the basis of number of statutory cities and towns and its total population. UP, being the largest state, had the highest allotment at 13, 12 announced, 1 not finalized, followed by Tamil Nadu 12 and Maharashtra 10. Most of the smaller states, northeastern states and union territories have 1 smart city each. It is also important to note that many state capitals could not make it to the list of cities. Patna, Kolkata, Bengaluru, Shimla, Puducherry, Trivandrum, Gangtok, Daman and Itanagar were not among the shortlisted smart cities. The state of Jammu and Kashmir is still undecided about its city. Now, the implementation of the mission. After selection of the cities in stage 2nd of the challenge, the process of implementation will start with the setting up of special purpose vehicle, that is SPV. The SPV at city level would be established as a limited company under the Companies Act 2013 with the state, union territory and the ULB as the joint promoters having 50-50 equity shareholding. This pattern of the shareholding has to be maintained at all times. The private sector, financial institutions may also be invited to have equity stake in the SPV, provided the shareholding pattern of the state, union territory and the ULB is equal to each other and both together have majority shareholding and control of the SPV. The SPV has been given the crucial task of planning, appraisal, approval, release of funds, implementation, management, monitoring and evaluation of the smart city development projects. Each smart city is required to have an SPV which will be headed by a CEO and have nominees from central and state governments along with nominees from urban local bodies on its board. The sole objective is to provide flexibility to the SPV to ensure efficient and smooth implementation and management of the smart city project. The states ULBs will undertake necessary measures towards this end. The special purpose vehicle is empowered to appoint project management consultants to design, develop, manage and implement area-based projects. SPVs can take guidance and assistance from any of the consulting firms in the list prepared by the Ministry of Urban Development. Funds provided by the Government of India to the special purpose vehicle will be utilized only for the purpose for which the grants have been provided and conform to the conditions laid down by the Ministry of Urban Development. Transparency and fair procedures must be followed in the procurement of goods and services. Financial assistance. The mission will be operated as a centrally sponsored scheme. The central government has sponsored an assistance of rupees 48,000 crores to the mission, which will be distributed to the selected cities over a period of 5 years. An equal contribution is required from the states and urban local bodies. Together, it adds up to rupees 1 lakh crore of government's ULB funds for the development of smart cities. Even the combined funds of the Government of India and the urban local bodies will not be able to meet the required cost of the entire project. Therefore, it is imperative to mobilize funds from other sources like states, ULB's own resources generated from sources like user fees, beneficiary charges, impact fees, land monetization, debt loans, etc. B. Pooling additional resources transferred on account of acceptance of 14th Finance Commission recommendations. C. Innovative finance mechanisms like municipal bonds, tax increments, financing. D. Mobilizing funds from central government schemes like Swachh Bharat Mission, Amrut, etc. And E. Leverage borrowings from domestic or foreign financial institutions. F. States ULBs may access National Investment and Infrastructure Fund that was announced by the Finance Minister. G. Inviting private participation through PPP. The scheme will also have distribution of funds as given below. First, project funds that will constitute 93%. Second, administrative and office expenses A and OE funds for states ULBs 5%. Administrative and office expenses funds for Ministry of Urban Development 2%. Now, the release of funds. After the first stage of the challenge, when the names of the smart cities are announced, each smart city will be provided an advance of rupees 2 crore for the preparation of smart city proposal. Government proposes to give rupees 200 crore to each selected smart city in the first year of the launch of the mission. After the deduction of rupees 2 crore advance and A and OE share of the Ministry of Urban Development, each smart city will get rupees 190 crore out of rupees 200 crore in the first year. Thereafter, rupees 98 crore out of rupees 100 crore will be given every year for the next 3 years. The release of yearly installment of funds to the special purpose vehicle will take place only after they meet the conditions given below, like submission of the city scorecard to the Ministry of Urban Development on time, satisfactory progress of projects both physical and financial as shown in the utilization certificate and the annual city scorecard, achievement of the set targets contained in SCP, a fully operational and efficient SPV as set out in the guidelines of the association, plus a certification by the board resolution that all the required conditions have been met. Now, the most important thing is monitoring of project. To make the mission a success and ensure it runs efficiently without glitches, it is necessary that it should be periodically monitored at different levels. Therefore, steps have been taken to monitor the mission at national, state and city level. At national level, it will be monitored by an apex committee headed by the Secretary, Minister of Urban Development and representatives of related ministries and organizations. The committee will approve the proposal, review and monitor the progress, approve the release of funds and also may recommend mid-term correction in the implementation if it feels necessary. There will also be a national mission director who is made the overall in charge of all the activities related to the mission. At state level, monitoring is done by state level high powered steering committee, that is HPSC, chaired by the Chief Secretary. Representatives of state government departments, the mayor and municipal commissioner of the urban local body relating to the smart city will be represented in the HPSC. On the lines of national mission director, the state will have its state mission director who will be an officer not below the rank of secretary to the state government. He will function as the member secretary of the state HPSC. At the city level, a smart city advisory forum will be constituted for all 100 smart cities to help advise and enable collaboration among stakeholders. The forum will include the district collector, MP, MLA, mayor, CEO of SPV, technical experts, local youth, and at least one representative from Resident Welfare Association, Registered Taxpayers Association, Slum Level Federation, or NGO. There are also challenges. Some of the challenges are, the first one, this is the first time a Ministry of Urban Development program is using the competition method to select cities for funding and using a strategy of area-based development. This captures the spirit of competitive and cooperative federalism. The second challenge is states and ULBs will play a key supportive role in the development of smart cities. Smart leadership and vision at this level and ability to act decisively will be important factors determining the success of the mission. Third, understanding of the concepts of retrofitting, redevelopment and greenfield development by the policymakers, implementers and other stakeholders at different levels will require capacity assistance. Fourth, major investments in time and resources will have to be made during the planning phase prior to the participation in the challenge. This is different from the conventional DPR driven approach. Fifth, the smart cities mission requires smart people who actively participate in governance and reforms. Citizens' involvement is much more than a ceremonial participation in governance. Now, we can conclude that the mission of developing 100 smart cities, no doubt, is an ambitious one, yet the citizens and the authorities, through cooperation and serious effort, can bring about drastic changes towards the goal of a city with all the basic facilities of good living, employment opportunities, healthy environment and good governance. The success of this mission depends on participation from all quarters. It should not be looked upon as the sole responsibility of the government. Thank you.